Hello everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collector 75, and welcome to a Transformers kind of review. This is the, oh my god, let me get it right, Brave Series DAGWON DAGBASE, also known as GRANDUS in Generation 1. Obviously this is a retool for a few bits and a recolor of the G1 GRANDUS. I can't get a GRANDUS, but I picked this guy up. I didn't even know they made this guy, actually. Oh, yeah, but I picked him up at TF Nation 2019. Wow. For about £60. Now, he was pretty much complete. He was missing a few bits. I've managed to pick up a few extra bits, which I'll go on to in a moment. But I'm still missing one bit. I'm still missing the other one of these. And I think I'm missing one other bit, but I can't think what it is for the life of me. But it's a pretty cool toy, and was my favourite pickup of TF Nation 2019. Out of all the stuff I bought, this is the one that I was always picking up and tinkering with, transforming, even though he hasn't exactly got the hardest transformation in the world. But it's the one that I had most fun with. Yeah, even though he's a complete and utter brick, and he's probably a great example of G1 and a bad example of G1, because obviously this is the bad side. This is, he's got no articulation hardly. I mean, his arms will move and that is it. But he's got great playability, and I think that's where sometimes toys can go wrong, especially maybe not Transformers so much, but it's when they try and add so many gimmicks to a toy, especially like, for example, if you take my son's Thomas the Tank Engine toys, for example. Now, if you think Bumblebee gets a lot of repaints, you wait until you see Thomas. But sometimes they'll add gimmicks, right? For example, there was one called the Turbo Thomas, and you put batteries in him, and there's a point in the track where he'll go doubly fast. Problem with that is it drains the batteries so quick, and everyone complained about it. And now, to be honest, they've stopped making them. You can't get them anywhere. And that is a good example of a gimmick ruining the toy. But the gimmicks on this don't ruin the toy. They add playability, because toy makers these days just want to add gimmicks to try and sell it. And as soon as they've sold it, they don't care how much fun the child has with it, whether he gets bored after 2 minutes. But these had playability. They had longer lasting playability, in my opinion. Anyway, that was a little bit of a rant about that. So this is the DAGWON DAGBASE in his, do you know what? I don't know exactly what you would call this. I would have said it's like a land carrier mode, bit like, like an aircraft carrier, but on land, because obviously he's got the tracks down here and everything. Tracks here. Now, I'm hoping the lighting is good here, because we've had a little rearrange in my front room here. So I'm actually doing this over by the window, and I've got some more lights. If it's dark on this side, just leave a few comments just saying, yeah, it's a bit dark, because look, I've got no lights around me now. So hopefully that's better, because then I'm not going to have them careering down me like I usually do. Anyway, yeah, so this is his land thing mode. But even though, look, if you look at the front, it's got like an aircraft front, but it's got no wings. It is not going to fly. Now, the original Generation 1 GRANDUS didn't have a cockpit like the Hey, it just had a strange cockpit, which was a bit more fitting, if you want my opinion. And GRANDUS had a lot more guns. These ones didn't come with I'm going to call this DAGWON, this one, but these were made by Repro Man off eBay, and a big shout out to him. Now, he's got loads of G1 parts and stuff. He can replicate them by cold casting, and he gets a great colour match and everything like that. Obviously they're not the originals, but they're pretty good, and they're a lot cheaper in a lot of cases. So if you're looking to, complete a toy, that's how I've gone on a few bits, because trying to either pick up the originals, one, you either can't find them, or two, they're just silly expensive. Especially when you're not that bothered. I mean, if you want an authentic one, yeah, then you'll hold out. But for me, I'm not that fussed. So anyway, so I got these two guns, the triple barrel guns from him, because this originally didn't come with it, but I wanted to sort of like tool this guy up. Same with the missile pod here. Now, originally on GRANDUS, this is in red colour, but the guy said he could do it in white for me, so I thought that was really nice of him, so I got that. It's a little bit loose in there, but I could just put a little bit of nail polish or whatever, a bit of super glue around that, let it dry, and that'll build that up and it'll be nice and tight in there, but it's alright as it is. Yeah, and that is it really. Now he's got his little gun up here. This is like a control center. This is different from GRANDUS. GRANDUS had a slightly different one, but that's up there. GRANDUS also has some guns in here, but he doesn't have any. Yeah, it's a little bit dark, isn't it? Especially on a dark toy. I might try putting some more lights for my next video. It's not too bad though. I added the Decepticon size because I thought, well, I was going to put some more, but ones and have this as my GRANDUS, but I thought now he's too different. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to aim the Decepticon, and I don't care what people say. Anyway, right, so that is it for this mode. It doesn't do much more than this. To be honest, it just sits there and looks like a brick. A very odd looking brick. Anyway, right, so we're going to transform him. We are going to take him to robot mode, because believe me, that is the easiest mode. Pardon me. Oh, just move my camera here. Right, so we are going to take the bits off that I need to, and then I'm going to reattach them as when I get him into robot mode, so he's all falling off. We're just going to stand him up. And that is most of the transformation done. We've just got to move these bits now. I've got to be very careful because he's a very old toy. So as you can see, there's a little clip down here. Actually, you probably can't. I'm definitely going to put my lights back up, unfortunately. So you undo the clip, and then he's got another clip just here, and then you're just going to get that in there. When I undo it, I've got to be careful again. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, I ease it past it, and then it's not too bad doing it up, but when I undo it, that's when I've then got to move them again. I probably should have taken him to base mode, but there we go. Because now I've got to move him again in a minute. Anyway, then we're going to stand him up. Now I'm going to have to readjust my camera ever so little. Right, hold on. I'm just going to move that one around there. Right, so there we are. So there's DAGWON DAGBASE in his robot mode, and he is a complete brick. I mean, he's got no articulation. The arms will move. He's got proper hands though, because GRANDUS had like little weird claw hands. Yeah, that is it. It's a very odd looking brick. But that is it. But he looks so cool. Look at the head sculpt. That is cool. Now, if you look closely at the head sculpt, and I'll try and move it in, it actually looks like he's got windows. Pretty much like, is it the Generations Metroplex? I think they did that with Metroplex, giving him like eyes or something, or chest area just around here, which had windows in. So that's pretty cool. Now, I don't believe GRANDUS had that. Anyway, right, so I've actually forgot to put all his bloody weapons on. So let's tool this fellow up. So we're going to put his little handgun. And we can put this down there. We can put these on his arms, like so. And then we've got some more bits. Now, it didn't come with these, but I've managed, Repro Man managed to do the little radar dishes. These are going to go there. They do fit in pretty well, like that. They're going to go in there. And then these two bits I did still have with it. Now then, one of them goes in there. It's a little nice, like, white radar dish. That one goes in there. And then we've got another red little radar dish. And that one's going to go over there. And that is your DAGWON DAGBASE in his robot mode. Now, again, I probably should have gone for base mode. Oh, I'm going to come to that in a second. But he's got a little gimmick now. He's got a little turntable thing here. And then when you turn this, you can see all the bits moving up there. And that's pretty cool. That's as much gimmick as you need. Again, it's not a selling point. It's quite cool. And for a little kid, that's, you know, a little thing. And you might use it once. You might use it again, you know, and then you come back to it. For me, that's pretty cool. Anyway, right, so this is his robot mode. Now, again, this is why I should have probably gone to his base mode. He does come with these ramps. Now, GRANDUS doesn't have these ramps. He has a small little landing thing about that big, and it sits on his shoulder, which you can attach in the carrier mode as well, I believe. But these will attach behind here, a bit like Fortress Maximus. For some reason, I don't know why they do, but they do. So, you know, so you can use all the bits up, and they'll stay there pretty good. And you can pretend they're deflector dishes. You can just pretend he's going skiing or something like that, and that's where he's holding them. I don't know. But do you know what? I think as presents on a shelf, like if you've got like a Brave collection or a G1 collection, whatever you've got, I just think these look brilliant on the shelf. I just really do. I just think they're such a cool toy. I'll try and get him so you've got a light on him there, actually, from the window. I just think it's really good. Honestly, I do. I just think it's really good. And as soon as I saw this on Toy Foo's stall, I knew I was going to buy it. I knew I was going to buy it. And when he said it was £60, and he had two of them, in fact. One of them had more weapons than the other one. So I don't know, I think it was £40 for the other one, without all the weapons and stuff. I went for this one because it was more complete. I'm so glad I did. Definitely my best purchase. Right, so anyway, so now then, let's take him to base mode, right? So we're going to disconnect these, if I can get them off. Put them down there. We're going to come to those in a minute. You can still hold all his weapons. You just put them down like that. Right, okay, now I've got to redo these feet. And I've got to be very careful. There we go, that's one. So I sort of pull it away, and there we go. So it does come away. And then again, when I click that in, I just push it and ease it around it. It will save breaking it later on. So now we're going to stand him back up. And then we just disconnect the whole front of his body and we rotate it downwards. Rotate this little ramp out. I'm going to push him as back as far as we can so you can get as much of this in as possible. Actually, if I move my thing back, that'll probably be easy, won't it? There we go. Right, hold on, let me just readjust myself. Right, then we get these, and I think these just go on this side, or it might be the other side. I can't remember exactly which side we go. So he's now got his little ramps and stuff. And there is your MicroMaster base. Now, he does have ports here for the little MicroMaster little ramps that you'd have connected other sets to and everything. Oh, you put that down. And so obviously the little button that would have adjusted these earlier now does this as well. You can see he's got a working elevator or lift or whatever, depending on what country you're in. And that's pretty cool. I like that. So anyway, so there's his gimmicks. But this is his base mode. It's quite cool. I like it. I want to get another MicroMaster ramp. I'm not quite sure that these will get in the way if you've got another set. So you could just take one off and put another set here or something like that. But if you've got some MicroMasters, and I have, I'm just going to readjust my focus to go there. Like so. Nope. There we go. I think that's going to just about work. Just going to brighten that up a little bit. There we go. Anyway, right. So if you've got some little MicroMasters now, I've got a load of MicroMasters here. Mainly all knockoff ones. Usually one I've ordered from Sir Toys. He usually throws these in, and they've been knocking around for ages. So I'm using them as his own little vast army of MicroMasters. So put them there. I've got some quite cool ones. I've got a nice one here. So you can put them anywhere you like. I've got a couple in row. Oh, this is a nice one. I do like this one. This is like a weird purple high jump out of the off-road patrol. And we can put him up there in his little control base, sort of like having a look. I was going to try and either get some little labels, because I'm going to have a look in there. I'll show you in a minute. He's got lots of detail going on and everything like that. So you can put this little guy, he can go on there. Oh, God, he's fallen to bits. And he can do anything. Now, I was supposed to show you off in alt mode as well. So we got the little, so I've got some knockoff airplane ones as well. So you can have them like on the ramps and everything, like ready to take off. Let's get this fellow off. And we can put him there and things like that. So he's got his own little air force and that. I've got this fella, he can stay there, he can be sort of like be ready to roll out. Same with this guy, and this one. And then this one is quite a nice one. He's got this little radar dish on him. So we can put him somewhere like that. Now, if you've got one of the Japanese MicroMaster sets, they come with those little weird little pod things. That will easily fit in there. I can't remember if they're spring load or not. I really can't remember. But it will fit nicely in there, and it's pretty cool. And also, he's also got a little escape hatch if someone wants to make a quick run for it. So he's got that going for it. I think, to be fair, that on the little pod, it comes with like a little driver's sort of like cab section. The cab section probably goes in there. That's what holds it in place, if you want my opinion. But it still looks cool. But I love this set. I think it just looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's actually really, really cool. Let me pick my camera up and we'll go freestyle. And we'll see if we can see some of that detail inside there. Let me try and zoom in. There we go. Can you see that? Yeah, that's not too bad. It's picking up quite well. You can see all the little detail. Like I said, I was going to try and find some old like retro label scraps, cut them into like size and everything, and put some bits on there to give it like he's looking at the computer screen and everything. He's got these little working little claws and stuff. They will go up and down. These are usually missing actually. But yeah, it's actually such a fun toy, and I'm so pleased I picked this guy up. Definitely one of my favourite purchases. And I'm glad I kept all these little Micromaster knockoffs now, because like I say, they're his own private little army, and I love it. Right, this has been Graham, the Collector 75. I shall see you all next time. Bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, comment, and all the other good stuff while we're still around, because who knows what will happen next year. Anyway, right, bye for now.